everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click on the link below and subscribe now. Thank you. So today, as I promised, I'm gonna talk about DSPs, which that's me. DSP stands for Direct Support Professional, and that's who you will be hiring in your home. So this is very important, so tune in. So I'll be making this like kind of like a two-part video, and maybe even three parts perhaps, because I like to keep my videos short. And then I told you I'm gonna cook the meat and potatoes for you. I'm not just gonna give you the recipe, I'm gonna cook it for you, right? I usually just give out recipes, but now I'm cooking it up for you, right? So let's jump into it, right? So I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna tell you what a direct support professional is by definition, right? So by definition is a skilled professional who works with individuals who have intellectual and or developmental disabilities in order to help them reach their full potential and become integrated in their communities. So a DSP can create behavior plans. That's what we do. We create behavior plans because, like I said, we're always with the individuals more than anybody else, literally. So we create the behavior plans, and that's when I was talking about last week. I was talking about the ISPs. So that's where this kind of everything comes together in a sense. So the ISP, so DSPs could create behavior plans, right? Along with other people. Like I said, it's a whole team of people that work together to do this, right? So that then teach self skills, help with ADLs. That's assisted. We call it ADLs, but it's abbreviated for assisted daily living. That's like bathing, dressing, grooming, cooking meals. That's to name a few, right? And then so that's the basis of a DSP, and that's like I said, that's by definition. But we really do a lot, right? And I'm gonna be honest, with DSPs, we go unnoticed, and this is a fact, you know what I'm saying? And so, but we really do a lot. So that's the basis of a DSP. So we really do support, teach, nurture, listen, and the list goes on and on. I mean, the list is inevitable, right? It just keeps going. So, to a lot of the individuals, they'll consider us their best friends, their sisters, their parents. A lot of them call you mom, or for the male workers, dad, brothers, etc. But you have to keep in mind that they are not your relatives or your friends, okay? And this makes a better work environment and a better relationship with them once they know and you set boundaries, right? So in order to keep a professional work environment, you must set and keep boundaries at all times. And of course, follow your company's procedures, because I have seen companies where they will have we will allow, because I've brought clients home to my house for the holidays because they didn't have any family or anyone to stay the holidays with. Then you have other people in the home that were able to go with their parents for the week, or whoever they had in their lives, they were able to go with them for like a week or so, or a weekend, or however, or the day. And those clients didn't. So some companies will allow you to bring the leftover clients that's left at the house. They will have you bring them home. Like I said, follow your company's policy and procedures, because some companies will not tolerate that at all. It does become a liability. It really does, but to each his own. Everybody does things differently. So you can't, knock another company, I mean, that's the way they do things. So anyway, I'm gonna talk about the following requirements to become a direct support worker. With the requirement, this is for the state of Virginia. So if you need info on your state, email me or comment below, and I can get that information for you. I'm gonna share my email at the end of this video, and it should be in there. If you look at my account, it should be in there. But anywho, so the first thing you must have, and these things that I'm naming, these are must. It's not no way around it, or these are things that you have to become a DSP. Or you cannot, by state, you cannot work inside of a home in the state of Virginia. This is, like I said, this is for the state of Virginia. So, and I'm sure that a few of them that I'm gonna name, I'm sure a few of them that's for every state, probably country if they, you know. So if, you know, to be honest. So I'm gonna name. So the first one is CPR first aid, right? CPR first aid certification. You have to have that. Of course, that's common sense, right? Because you dealing with people's lives. CPR first aid, right? So then the next one next one is up to date TB, because you never know what the clients have or whatever, you know, and you want to protect yourself. So that's up to date TB. I'm gonna elaborate on these. I'm gonna elaborate on these. That's why I'm making this video into a 2, maybe 3-part video, just for that fact. Because like I said, I'm giving you the meat and making the meat and potatoes. I'm not just giving you the recipe. So I'm gonna do maybe 2 or 3 parts. So I'm gonna elaborate on these later. So getting back, so medication management certification, you have to administer meds. So you need that. Common sense again. Criminal background check, you need that. State background check, that's for the state registry for the state that you're in. The DSP that's going to be working in your home will need that. TOVA, so that's therapeutic options. That's a specific training for, you know, on how to deal with behavior issues and things like that. So I'll talk about that later once again. And like I said, these trainings vary from state to state, right? I'm sure not all states give you the same one, or they might have even a different name for it. It's not necessarily that they don't require it. It may be that they may have a total different name for it. So if you name one of these trainers like the TOVA in a different state, they're like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I'm from New York, so I worked in New York and they didn't call it that. So next is documentation training. So that will go back to you know, that's another thing. Matter of fact, that has nothing to do with ISP. So documentation training, I'm gonna explain that along, you know, when I elaborate on the rest of them. So documentation training, and I will do an entire video on that in the near future. I definitely will, because with documentation they change it up and all that other stuff, you know, the wording and things like that. So I will definitely have a video on that in the near future. So the next one is the up-to-date driving record. So I know some companies, they'll say negative, it can be no more than -3 points, right? Some agents are lenient with that. And like I said, everybody's company, they have go by the company's policy and procedures. Every company is different. But so that's no more than -3 points on your license, right? Because you have to drive the clients around. Like I said, I'll elaborate on that. A high school diploma or equivalent, like a GED, right? So these are the basic requirements for becoming a DSP. Those are basic requirements in a nutshell, right? And like I said, in other states they may call it something different. I'm in Virginia, so I'm talking on what I work with and what I know at the moment, right? So those are the major, you know, basic requirements, right? And then, so as for my company now, besides those, and my company will be based in Virginia, right? So as for my company, Serene Life Now, one of the major requirements will be that I will implement is genuinely empathetic staff. That staff is genuinely empathetic to the needs of my individuals, right? So I will personally interview each potential employee due to the madness that I have witnessed in this field. I have witnessed the madness with DSPs, and you know, I've witnessed a lot and heard a lot, and I will not, I repeat, I will not tolerate that mess. Like I stated before, these are people's lives that you're dealing with, so it should be treated as such. Okay, so you know, it's that to me, that's so important. That's why I'm in this field, and that's why I'm in this business. It's so important to come on. So that's a no-brainer. If you're not, if it's not for you, I'm gonna talk about this in another video, because this is getting me. I'm ready to get in a whole different thing talking about this now. Now I will definitely get into that. Definitely get into that in another video. So for the CPR, I'm gonna start with, like I said, I'm gonna elaborate on each one. So the first one I talked about was the CPR first aid. So CPR first aid, this is a must. You cannot hire anyone without this, and it's a state-to-state requirement. And then for more information on CPR first aid, you could go to the American Heart Association, AHA, and go to their website. You can pay for your employees, and this is what I'm slowly speaking to ALF owners or future ALF owners with this right here that I'm about to name. So you could you could pay for your employees, or take it out their paycheck in increments. Now this could be costly when you have employees, so hence the reason why I will be CPR first aid certified to teach. So I'll be doing and being instructor. So I'll be doing that. So I will be training my employees, because it could be costly. And I suggest that anyone that's in the field or becoming a ALF owner, become CPR first aid certified to teach, because this is a great investment, I believe, right? So the next one I talked about was the TB, right? Which is called tuberculosis. And it could be a chest x-ray or intravenous. You know how they do it with the little bubble and they circle it, right? I don't know if they still circle or whatever. But that one right there. And then for some agencies, you can sign a form refusing, if I'm not mistaken, refusing the TB. So you could look up locations for TB. This is for, like I said, for the owners or future owners. You could look up locations for discounted TB testing for your employees and pay for it, or have them pay for it. Next is the medication management. This is extremely imperative for all employees. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, and it's required. No exceptions. So only a certified registered nurse can teach your employees to become medication managed certified, right? So a licensed practical nurse, pharmacist. I'm unsure of any other medical professionals that could do it. So if you know any, comment below. So we here to help, not hinder. All right. So this is what we doing. Okay, we helping each other. So this is because about 99% of the individuals that you have in your homes will be taking medication, and someone has to administer it properly, because it could be deadly, right? So most are unable to, and most of them are unable to administer their own medication. Some of them don't even know when to take it. So, that's what we come in at. So then there's a criminal background check, right? The criminal background check, there is no exceptions to this, right? So whatsoever, okay? So these are done via fingerprint. And I've seen over here in Virginia, they use Printfield, if I think that's the name of it. Yeah, I think it's called Printfield. And they're done by appointment. And you could, I think, matter of fact, they do it at a UPS store. Once you make the appointment, you go to the UPS store and they can do the fingerprints for you. Now, you can utilize different fingerprint agencies besides Printfield, but that's the one that I've seen. That's the most common one that I've seen. So the employer pays for those services, right? We usually pay for, like us, we pay for it, the employer. Then there's the registry background. That's done state to state. And that's a state thing, right? So this form is to be notarized and sent to Virginia Child Abuse and Neglect Central Registry. So the sole purpose of this is a mandatory search, right? This is a mandatory search, and it's to look up to see if your potential employee ever had a founded child abuse or neglect investigation conducted in the state that you're in. So that's what that is for. That's another one, and that has to be notarized, right? What's the next one? Okay, so the search is usually for that. The search is usually $10, and I haven't heard of it being more than that. So that's not bad. But as for the state of Virginia, there's no exceptions to that. The background check, the child, it has to be done, right? Of course, you know what I'm saying? These are things that, of course, is mandatory. But, think again, like I said, these are people's lives. You want to make sure that your individuals, your employees, and your company is protected. You don't want anybody just working for you, right? So, of course, those are mandatory anyway. You can't even go around it if you wanted to. So I'm going to wrap this video up. Wrap this up for the next video. I'll elaborate even more on the requirements of a direct support worker. So you see, I'm not just informing you on I'm just not informing you on how to open up an assisted living. I'm giving you a general idea of what it would look like behind the scenes. You see where I'm going with all of this? I'm getting in depth with it. It's not no just telling you how to open it. Of course, I'm gonna get into that stuff. I'm gonna do a step by step to make it more simple, and so you understand more what's going on, right? I feel it's extremely important to know, everything in order to have a successful business, and most importantly, in order to help the individuals the best way possible. It's all about the individuals. Without them, you wouldn't have a business, right? Okay, so make it about them, and that's people's lives, like I said. Those people's families, their loved ones, all right? So without them, you won't have a business, right? So make sure these are tailored to fit them, tailored things to fit them. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen many homes filled because their sole purpose was business only. I understand it's a multi-million-dollar business. I get that, but make it genuine. Also be informed of what goes on in your home, and you could do that by liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. Of course, if there's anything that I have not shared, or you generally just want to know, send me an email at serenelivingnow@outlook.com. That's serenelivingnow@outlook.com, or just comment below and I'll get back to you. So I hope I helped someone today with this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Tune in next week for must knows about direct support professional part 2. It's probably gonna be a part 3. I'm sure it will, because and this video went over 15. I'm into 18 minutes. See, there we go. So have a blessed day, and thank you for tuning into my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.